Hi, this is Vivek Singhal. I am a co-founder and chief data scientist at Selftrack. And today we'll cover an introduction to artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is perhaps the hottest technology of the upcoming decade. And we are very excited about the possibilities with AI. And the hype, is not overstated. The applications of AI are incredible, and I'll show you some of the demos today, and you'll be able to understand why AI is so popular. Okay, why everybody's talking about it, right? So it's a very good session. You'll get introduced to the concept of AI and how it can impact us, and as well as our career profile as well. Okay, so just a plug on our startup SalesTrack. We are an AI startup based in training, consulting, and product development in artificial intelligence. We are based in Bangalore, India, as well as a branch in Delhi, and we have a global AI research group as well as a global community for AI professionals. And you have already signed up through this Meetup group. That's how you got here. So you have seen our Meetup community, and we conduct regular webinars and seminars for global audience to evangelize the area of AI. We are working on multiple products and research in artificial intelligence. So we run this AI research lab, which is a global group of AI enthusiasts, and I welcome you to join our AI research group. We have in-person meetups every Tuesday and Saturday in Bengaluru, and also we have monthly meetups for AI group in Gurgaon, Delhi as well. Okay, so you can find some of our research and content on our research blog, and we are very active in global AI communities and social media. Okay, let me continue. This is about myself, your presenter for today. I am a data scientist and founder of Selfstrat as well, and I am a serial entrepreneur, having tried multiple startups before. Uh, I was based in US for a long time, and my last job was uh, with uh, with AT&T, and in India I worked with IBM, and last 2 years I've been doing startups. So this Selfstrat is my recent startup in AI space, and I specialize in algorithmic design and solution development in machine learning and deep learning. So I train people in AI, and I also run the AI research lab here in Bangalore, and we are working on almost 1 dozen major product development in advanced artificial intelligence. You can find some of the research I have written on our research blog. Okay, and we are trying to create a global AI consortium where we want to compete with the best AI companies in the world. Okay, that's our objective. Let me continue. So let me get to the topic of the day, which is introduction to AI and ML. Okay. So let's see, why this area is so hot. So, earlier we had Industry Revolution 1.0, then we came to 2.0, 3.0, and now we have 4.0. In 1.0, we had engines and electrical communication. In Industry 2.0, we got radio technology and communication. And in Industry 3.0, we had, semiconductors and electronics way back in 80s and 90s, and then automated supply chain and automation. And in industry 4.0, which is in this century, so we see connectivity, we see blurring of lines between physical, digital, and biological spheres with IoT and sensor devices. And now we have artificial intelligence, and we have depersonalization of services with artificial intelligence, whether it be e-commerce or manufacturing or predicting demand, or economic forecasting or banking or stock markets. Everywhere we see deep artificial intelligence driving business and deep insight about the data, which is growing in size. So this is, we call it Industry Revolution 4.0, and hence our group is called Disrupt 4.0. Okay, it is the most disruptive times of ever, and we are very excited about the possibilities going forward with these kind of technologies. All right, let me continue. You can meanwhile ask your questions if you have any in the questions window. Otherwise, I'll just keep moving at a fast pace since I have quite a bit of content to cover. So, let's understand the concept of data economy. So, what is happening is data is the new oil, as they say, and now there's battle for ownership of data as well as deriving benefits of it. A lot of mergers and acquisitions are now determined by companies which are able to create data sets or viral data, like social media data and IoT data, other kinds of data sets, right? So IDC research company is predicting 180 zettabytes of data, which is huge. So 180 zettabytes of data, which is like 180 followed by 21 zeros by 2025. And there's a lot of structured and unstructured data coming from social media, all kinds of IoT sensors, transportation, ERP systems, public sector units, and you name it, right? And data was earlier used by Facebook and Google for personalized advertisement. Now it is driving a number of artificial intelligence or cognitive services, as we call them. So all the devices, everything in the system is aware and it's connected to the internet, and it is taking decisions in real time using data available in real time. There is a network effect which goes on. So what happens is the companies which are able to create, viral data sets or viral user growth, they are able to use data to attract more users. These users generate even more data. This data helps you personalize the services even further. This attracts even more users. So there is a virtuous effect for the companies which are able to do this. We call it the data network effect. Okay, so that's why companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, they are becoming very powerful, and hence the concern by the regulators and the governments of the world to throttle the growth of these companies, slow down the growth of these companies, because they are sitting on incredibly large data sets, and which is growing at a breakneck pace. And because of this data, some abuse of data can happen. For example, in election funding, or in elections, or in other spheres, like driving biased services or biased algorithms. So that's why the regulators are stepping in and saying, well, hold on, you would like to see how these companies are using the data, if it is being used in a perfectly unethical, unbiased way. Okay, so data is power. If you have an ability to generate a lot of data, you got power. So that's why a lot of companies are investing heavily to create viral data systems, such as social media or e-commerce companies. Okay, so data is the power. Oftentimes, it's not about selling the product; it's about collecting your data, as you know. Okay, let's continue here. So let's get our basic definitions out of the way. So on the image here, you see the IBM Watson robot. This is a robot which IBM often displays in its conferences. And Watson is a supercomputer from IBM, which is artificially intelligent, and it can do all kinds of AI services. So I'm not trying to pitch IBM here. Google, Facebook, Amazon, all these companies have very powerful AI stacks. Okay. In fact, IBM is no longer one of the leaders. So Google, Amazon, and Facebook and many of these other companies are using, AI more effectively. And so, what is AI after all? So, just to get our basic definitions out of the way, basically, in the most simplest of terms, AI is simulating human intelligence in machines, right? So, I can try to predict whether it will rain tonight, right? I can try to predict stock price tomorrow. I can drive a car, right? I can see a view and decide what the view contains, whether there is a dog or a cat or a person in the view. Same kind of intelligence or cognitive power we want to build into IT systems. This is what we call as artificial intelligence. The word artificial means it's intelligence, but it's not human intelligence. It's artificial intelligence. Okay, and there are countless examples of AI we see around us: robotics, computer vision, like image detection, Facebook face tagging, image recognition, chatbots. Some of you might have tried the Amazon Echo device or Google Assistant, text analytics, automatic mining of information from text and user sentiments, data mining, self-driving cars, cashier stores, robots, medical technology with AI, predicting disease. It goes on and on. So the applications of AI is fairly countless in nature. Okay, so it is incredible stuff, and the possibilities are immense. So, but yes, we have to find some good use cases, and then we have to also see, how it can be used ethically and in an unbiased way. Okay, so technology also brings undue power, which can be abused by certain parties if not regulated properly. Let's continue here. Now let's look at machine learning. So machine learning is a field of artificial intelligence, okay? And machine learning refers to set of data science techniques by which we train AI. So here we train systems by observing current data. So for example, I am given historical, you know, house price data. So X represents the various factors which represent house price, such as age of the house, or size of the house, and Y represents the price of the house, right? So I'm given 1 million data samples from Bengaluru housing market for with the price corresponding prices of Bengaluru housing from last year. Using 1 million such samples, I'll be able to train a machine learning model, an AI model, where I can then find the relationship between, let's say, the relationship between the factors, input factors is this, right? So I can find the relationship between input X and output Y by machine learning model training process. And once I know this equation, this is called my trained algorithm, then I will use this equation to predict future future Y for any new based on new input X. Okay. So any new house which gets built in Bengaluru, using this equation or this algorithm, I'll be able to predict the future Y, the future price, expected price for a house, a new house. Okay. So using historical data, lots of historical data samples, each having X, Y features, we train a model. Basically, we discover the relationship between X and Y. Then we use this equation or algorithm to predict future Y for future input X samples. For example, trying to predict diabetes for patients, trying to predict house prices, even trying to predict the price of the stock market, or trying to predict what is contained in an image, what kind of object is in an image. So these are all examples of machine learning or deep learning. Okay. So here we are building algorithms that allow computers to learn to perform tasks. So here we don't hard code these algorithms in the code. Here the equation or the algorithm is learned by the model training process. So machine learning is what makes machines intelligent. Hence, ML is what creates artificial intelligence. So the process of learning this equation is called machine learning, and this is how I have a trained model. This equation itself is a trained model. Using this equation, I am able to predict future Y for any new input X. Okay, I hope that is clear. Let me continue here. You can feel free to ask me any questions if you have any. Okay, all right, let's continue here. So now, what has happened in recent times? So there have been some innovations, and now we are working with deep learning. What is deep learning? Deep learning is an advanced form of machine learning. So deep learning is a specialized form of machine learning, and it uses networks of computation units. So for more complex AI problems, we have to use deep learning. Where classic machine learning fails to do the job, which means it fails to find the relationship between X and Y, we deploy these more advanced machine learning algorithms, which we refer to as deep learning. Okay, and these deep learning uses artificial neural networks. Okay, and we were inspired by neural networks by the neurons of the human brain, right? So human brain has millions or billions of neurons. These are biological structures in the brain, and they work together hand in hand with a similar kind of structure. So neural networks are inspired by biology, biosciences first actually. So bioinformatics professionals were already familiar with biological neural networks, and now we are creating similar systems in IT environment where we are simulating human brain and doing complex information processing. Okay, so this kind of algorithms are more useful for advanced applications such as image processing or speech. Okay, so image processing and speech, like detecting what is in an image or detecting the intent of language, spoken language, like natural language processing. So these kind of applications are more useful when you have more complex problems such as computer vision, speech, text, analytics, or even driverless or self-driving vehicles. Okay, so deep learning is nothing but more advanced machine learning which helps us solve more complex problems. The way this works is, here's an example given in this figure. So this is an image given to me. As some of you might know from your computer graphics, colleagues, that what is an image? It's a set of pixels. So I take these individual pixels and feed into these input neurons. Okay, so each input neuron, these are called neurons. Okay, this is a computation unit called a neuron. It's a software unit, and we feed these individual pixels. We break the image into pixels, Then the first hidden layer of neurons detects edges, right? This is an edge, this is an edge, right? This is an edge, this is an edge, this is, so all these edges are detected by the first layer. The second neuron layer detects corners and contours. So it combines edges. It combines edges like this, right? So it starts detecting corners and contours. The third hidden layer objects or detects complete objects. For example, this is the eye, this is the nose, right? And this is the mouth and so on, right? And then the final neural layer, the neuron layer, finally detects the entire object in the image. So in this case, we are assuming it's a car, person, or an animal, right? So I call it a divide and conquer strategy. So instead of having one machine learning unit, I've got a network of machine learning units here, which we refer to as neurons, and together they solve a more complex problems such as image processing or speech recognition. Okay, so this is sort of the meaning of deep learning, which is more advanced variation of machine learning. Deep learning has simply many more computation units, which we refer to as neurons. They work hand in hand to achieve more complex tasks. Okay, okay, let's continue here. No questions so far, so I assume all good so far, which is great to see. Okay, so we discussed three technologies. So this is just showing the relative graph of these three. So AI is the over-encompassing area where we train human-like intelligence into machines and systems. Machine learning is a branch of AI which basically is able to do predictive analytics, right? Determine the relationship between X and Y. Deep learning is nothing but a more advanced form of machine learning, which is able to do more complex tasks like deep learning, image processing, or text analytics, or driverless cars, or even healthcare applications. Okay, this chart is by the way from the company called Nvidia, which specializes in graphical processing units or GPU chips. One of the reasons why deep learning has taken off now is the price of GPU chips from companies like Nvidia has fallen quite a lot. Earlier, you could only do artificial intelligence using supercomputers from IBM and others, but now we are able to do artificial intelligence deep learning even on our home desktops, okay, with GPU chips from Nvidia. So if you are going to buy a laptop and you are going to be in machine learning, my recommendation is always buy an i7 Intel GPU laptop. Okay, i7 Intel GPU laptop is a preferred laptop if you are going to be running Python programs for machine learning or deep learning. Okay, no point buying a laptop below that because you'll be facing intense computation needs because of machine learning deep learning program. Okay, let's continue here. So now what is the difference between traditional data analytics and machine learning? Okay, so if those of you who are from IT background can probably understand this. This is regular software development life cycle, SDLC, right? Or waterfall model as we call it. Nowadays we use agile methodology, but broadly it remains the same, isn't it? So this is requirements document which the business user gives to the IT team, correct? And then somebody here, the designers will write high level design document. If those of you from IT will understand this, high level design, low level design, correct? Then the developers will code the software as per the high level design, low level design, right? Then you will send your coded software for QA. This is quality assurance or QA. The QA or testing team will test your software using the test cases, and if the test passes, the software is deployed to production. If the test fails, it will be sent back for review, either to the requirements or business analyst team, or also sometimes to the development team to fix the bugs in the software. Right? Traditional SDLC, nothing new here. Those of us who are from IT, this is normal stuff, isn't it? Now, one of the key things here to understand is any kind of rules would be hard coded in the code, correct? And the rules could also be y is equal to the relationship between x and y, correct? 5x or whatever plus 11, whatever the relationship is, right? So these rules are hard coded in the code, right? Now, how machine learning is different? Let's see on the next slide. See, in machine learning, the process looks remarkably similar. The major difference is I am feeding historical data set. So, for example, house price regression, I feed sample one, house price one. first house, second house, third house. Like that, I have million house samples from last year's housing data. X represents the input features of the house, such as age and size of the house. Y represents the price of the house. And this data is coming from last year's housing data for a city. So I feed this, and my machine learning model training process is able to reverse engineer or discover the relationship between X and Y. So the equation between which is learned between X and Y is what we call as the learned algorithm or the machine learning model. The equation itself is a model. Okay. When we say machine learning model, the equation itself is the model. So the point of all of this activity is to try to learn the relationship between X and Y, because I can use to predict Y using X then. Once I know the relation, I can predict Y for any new input X. For example, new house gets constructed in Bengaluru tomorrow. I can predict the price for it, right? Using this kind of model, train model from the past. Now, of course, I'm still sending it to a test step. So this is called the training step in machine learning. Okay, this is training step. This is called the test step. Okay, so what I do, I test the hypothesis, this equation, using some test samples. So I pass, X test values. Okay, I pass X test values to my trained model, and I try to see if it is able to predict the correct Y. So what Y this is predicting, okay, for the X test, what Y this is predicting. Is the Y which is predicting for test sample, is it correct? Yes or no? If the Y is correct, I put this model in, deploy this in production for production usage, right? For predictions. If the test is not correct, then I send it back for re-review. Okay, either retraining the model or looking at the requirements all over again. All right. I hope this process is clear. So the key difference here from traditional data analytics is I'm training my model. So the model is hard coded in traditional analytics. The equation is hard coded. In machine learning, the equation is learned. The output of this software is the model, the equation. Whereas in traditional data analytics, this equation has to be known from before, and it is hard coded in the program. Here I learn the equation by the program. Okay, the output is the model. Whereas in traditional data analytics, this is hard coded. This is not the output. This is probably the input. So here it's the output. Okay, that's the difference. Because it's all about analytics and prediction. Once I know this relation, I can predict future Y for any new input X. Okay, okay, let's continue here. Since this is an intro session, I'm assuming that most of you are new to the area of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, so I'm going a little elaborate here, if you will. So if you have any questions, you can ask me via the question and answer window. There are 55 people on this call, so we are not going to be able to unmute the audience, but you can always interact with your questions with me through the questions and answer window. Okay, let's continue here. So now let's look at a couple of interesting applications. So when Industry Revolution 3.0 came around, so this is for banking. So all of our banking applications were available as mobile app or web app, correct? They were available as mobile app or web app. So either through web or through mobile, you can access your bank account and do all kinds of funds transfer and whatnot. Now we are talking about cognitive banking. So here we have these robotic assistants. This is a robotic concierge. So if you were to visit the Worli branch in Mumbai of the HDFC Bank, I am told this robot exists there. I have not seen it. I read this report in a newspaper, and this you can talk to this robot. It will authenticate you by computer vision, and it will say, "Hello, Mr. Singhal, how are you today?" And then I'll say, well, thanks for that welcome. I'm interested in knowing my bank account balance. So it will basically authenticate me by my voice and by my face, and then it will just print the my account balance from that screen which is shown there on the chest, right? So this is kind of a robotic assistant. It's a robot which is interacting with the backend data, and it is authenticating me first, and then it is giving me all kinds of banking information on that screen shown there. So this is coming up in this new kind of era. Of course, we are also using AI for predicting the asset pricing, whether gold, stocks, real estate pricing. We are also using it for predicting company bankruptcies or reconciling balance sheets, right, or finding accounting errors. and anti-money laundering, we are using. So all kinds of financial applications exist using AI. All right. Okay. So let me continue here. So if you remember, AI, there was a big news in '97 when IBM's AI computer Deep Blue beat the world chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov, the Russian chess champion and world chess champion in 1997. And after that, Garry Kasparov became so emotional about being beaten by a machine that he wrote one of the best books on artificial intelligence. Okay, so you can check out Garry Kasparov's book on Flipkart or Amazon. So he has written a seminal book on AI and how he was beaten by a machine, and he got perplexed that how a machine can beat a chess grandmaster, right? Because learning chess is not easy; it's a very complex game. And this game of Go, we don't play this in India, but this is very popular in Asian countries like Korea and Vietnam probably. So this is very popular. It's a very complex game. By the way, this game is even more complex than chess. Okay, this is called the game of Go. So the Google's DeepMind, which is the name of their AI unit in London, they created this AlphaGo artificial intelligence program, which beat the global human champion of the Go game, which was KG of China and Lee Sedol of Korea. So Go is a game with near infinite moves. And more recently, I would say about 6 months back, they produced a new version of AlphaGo where it learned on its own how to master this game. Okay, so now these kind of simulations are being applied to other industries as well apart from gaming. Okay, this just shows the power of artificial intelligence. Okay, I'm already getting a few career questions, so I'll just come to it momentarily. Just kindly be patient. At the end of these slides, I have some career related question, slides as well. So applications of AI ML, I mean, as we have been saying, they are countless for computer vision, images, OCR, self-driving vehicles, text analytics to filter spam or sentiment review, or data mining, right? Or healthcare prediction, cancer prediction, oncology, or diabetes prediction, video games, and robotics. I mean, the applications of AI are actually infinite really. This is just a sample of them. So these are some hot AI technologies which we see gaining ground. Natural language generation (NLG) as we call it, and speech recognition, for which is being done by Amazon Echo chatbot or Google Assistant. Virtual agents, right, like Google Assistant or Microsoft Cortana, Apple Siri. Some of you might have tried. Then machine learning platform from the likes of Amazon, Google, IBM. AI optimized hardware from NVIDIA, AMD, and these chips basically. And then decision management system from companies like Informatica or Pegasystems. Deep learning system from Google and networks, biometrics, RPA is very popular, and text analytics and NLP. So these are some hot AI technologies which are prevalent in the market. Okay, it's a very vast field. If you get into AI, you can assume that one lifetime is not enough to learn AI. Actually, technically, there is no AI expert in the world because nobody can learn AI in one lifetime. You cannot learn AI maybe in 5 lifetimes also. Okay, it is too vast. That's a challenge, but that is also the opportunity. So if you can keep learning AI, see, AI requires a lifelong learning experience. Okay, this is not something you do a course for 3 months and you're all set. Not at all. This is something you'll have to learn the rest of your life because algos are changing every day. New research papers are being published. This requires a lifelong learning experience. Okay. Some other common AI products: Apple Siri, Microsoft Cortana. We are very familiar with Amazon Echo, IBM Watson, right? In a mobile, it will talk to you, which is Apple Siri in an iPhone. Let's continue here. If you are a developer, then there are ready-made APIs for machine learning process. You don't have to write these algorithms from scratch in Java, Python, or R language. You can use these ready-made, class libraries from Google TensorFlow, Apache, Foundation, IBM Watson, Amazon, OpenAI, and many others as well. Microsoft Azure ML, right? So fortunately, these companies have published high-level programming stacks, making lives of us ML scientists a bit easier, if you will. Okay, you can use any of them. I would say TensorFlow was the most popular one, but now PyTorch, which was originally produced by Facebook, is also gaining popularity. Okay, so that was a very brief introduction to AI, machine learning, and deep learning. So, do you have any questions before I proceed to some career-oriented discussions? Open to any questions now? I will be showing you some AI demos before we end the session today. No worries there. Okay, but meanwhile, you can ask me questions on the content covered so far. Somebody is asking for a sample ML demo. Well, I'll show you some demos shortly. Let me just finish these career slides. Okay. Okay, I assume no questions. So let me. So this is just an introduction to AI. On our, we'll be doing lot many more webinars on more complex, machine learning topics. Already we have done, almost 50 webinars. You'll find on our YouTube channel. So you can check them out and reach out to me if you want to discuss AI ML as a career or generally want to discuss AI ML. Okay. Yeah, I'll be answering some of the questions which have been asked. Just let me now come to the courses and career related topics. So the demand for AI and analytics professionals is far outstripping, and that is the sole reason why you'll find some AI data scientists in Bengaluru get 1 CR, 2 CR packages, which is highly unusual for a nation like India. If you can get a salary from a company like Flipkart or Ola or Swiggy, a salary ranging from 1 to 2 CR. If you are a super expert in AI and ML, not even chief executive officers get these kind of salaries. Not even doctors get these kind of salaries. In Silicon Valley in the USA, they say the salaries for top AI engineers ranges in multi-million dollars. Okay. Starting salary for a world-class AI scientist in Silicon Valley is $1 million and above. And for chief data scientist in Silicon Valley in AI space, multi-million dollar package. Chief data scientist in Bangalore is also getting $2 to $3 million, including stock options. Okay, so salaries are least of the problem. The problem is the learning curve. Okay, not even CEOs and doctors get the kind of salaries which AI is able to pay. Now I'm showing you a couple of career options in this space. I hope this is useful for you. So I have bundled AI, ML, and data science. So it's a very broad area. And so there are, if you look at the technical track, so if you are a developer or have some kind of IT background, I do recommend you follow the technical track of AI and data science. Within that, we are showing three possible career options, as you can see here. So reporting and visualization using software like Tableau, SPSS, or even there is something called SAS or SAS, right? There's also Cognos from IBM, and there are a couple of other softwares. So these are reporting and visualization analytics tools. And then there is big data, Hadoop, Spark, Kafka, Hive. This has been popular recently because of the massive data proliferation. But the most glamorous, the most hottest, the most lucrative area is AI, which is basically core AI, which is machine learning and deep learning. So this is the hardest, but the most lucrative and the most glamorous area. Okay, so if you can, I would recommend you look at machine learning, deep learning as your mainstream. Big data and reporting are also hot careers, but AI ML DL outdoes them all. ML DL is the hottest career by far, across sectors. So within AI and MLDL, there are other specializations like predictive analytics and inference, right? And then computer vision, image processing, text analytics and natural language processing, speech, right? And robotics, driverless cars, reinforcement learning, and many more. Okay, so this is just showing a couple of major streams within AI. Now, if you are not technical and you don't want to be programming, then also we need AI specialists. So we need salespeople, we need HR and marketing people who are trained as AI specialists. Okay, we are training HR people, sales people, marketing people, consultants, program and project managers, QA people. Okay, I have even got real estate consultants visiting our seminars sometimes. So we are training broad variety of people, in AI because we still need a salesperson trained in AI. We need an HR manager who can recruit AI people. We need a specialist quality assurance folks who can do AI testing. Right? We need consultants in AI. We need project managers in AI. So we have to train these other functions also in AI. So we do have some kind of B2B programs for managers also from other domains. Okay. We have done some seminars for leading MNCs like ITC and HSBC where we train cross-functional managers in the area of AI and data science. Okay. We use Excel. So when we train these people, we use Microsoft Excel based analytics. But when we do technical track, we use Python and TensorFlow. Okay, so we have material and programs for all kinds of people. So it's not only developers who can be AI data scientists. Even other functions need to be trained in AI to be effective in that area. Okay, let me continue here. So by the way, we Selfstrat, we are an AI ML training company. We are an AI research company. I run an AI research lab. So we have 4 courses. Those of you who want to find out about our courses, and we have one of the richest programs anywhere in the world today. So we have the first course is machine learning. The second course is deep learning with TensorFlow 2. The third level course is AI internship, where we make the candidate work on advanced AI projects. Then we also have a research fellowship. The fellowship is like a mini PhD in artificial intelligence. Okay, so self-stat fellow would be somebody who's publishing international research papers in leading journals like Archive or Springer Journal, speaking in international AI conferences. So a research fellow probably won't be an IIT PhD, but it will come close. Okay, I cannot beat a PhD from Indian Institute of Science or IISc, but if you can't do that, we are your second best option. Okay, if you can join PhD in AI from one of the IITs or IISc, nothing like it. If you can't do that, you can come to us. We have a program going all the way to fellowship, which is like a mini PhD. So the machine learning course takes almost 2 months. All of these can be done or from anywhere in the world. They're all online programs. The deep learning course takes 3 months. The AI internship takes 3 to 6 months. Okay, and the research fellowship takes from 6 months to 12 months. If you were to do the whole program with us, it will take you about 1.5 years. This is almost like a master's degree in artificial intelligence. Okay, and we give certificate for individual courses. If you do the first 3 courses with us, we also have a PG certificate program, postgraduate certificate program in artificial intelligence. If you do the first 3 courses with us, okay, for you can get admission for the first 3 courses fairly easily, just based on a fee. But the research fellowship is based on selection because not everybody will be able to write international research paper, right? So we will only admit a research fellow student if they are able to demonstrate massive expertise in AI. So you have to go through the first 3 courses to even to be eligible to apply for the AI fellowship. Okay, fellowship means you have to write a paper in international journal and speak in international level events. So it's not easy. So that's why there is a selection process for the research fellowship. First 3 courses you can do directly. Okay, you can sign up for the integrated PG cert program as well. Let me go on here. Welcome to your question shortly, please. Thanks for your patience. You can find all the info on our meetup page or the website. The link is shown below. So if you want, you can take a photo of this, and you can find all the courses and all the curriculum there as well. By the way, this is a machine learning. You know, this is a machine learning curriculum. So basically, we have to refresh your high school maths because machine learning and deep learning is basically all applied mathematics, bit of engineering physics, if you will. So in our machine learning course, we start with teaching you the maths basics again because most of us, while doing Java and Oracle and Node.js, we forgot about maths. We did that in engineering or high school, but we have to revise our maths, our algebra, probability, differential and integral calculus to become good in machine learning. Without maths, you cannot do machine learning. Everything is mathematical algorithm here, right? We also can do optional Python component if needed. Then we basically go to different kind of machine learning algorithms, right? So there are tons and tons of machine learning algorithms. We cover the most popular ones, the most fundamental ones, okay? And then this is the ML course alone. This is very extensive, okay? Then this is a deep learning track. So the right half of this is about the deep learning track. This is deep learning course, okay? Left side is ML course, the right side is deep learning course. So this deep learning is almost 3 times as difficult as machine learning. It uses artificial neural networks and convolutional neural networks and RNNs, recurrent neural networks, natural language processing, and so on. So very advanced course, and it is designed to create ML and DL experts. Okay, so very extensive. So this is between ML and DL, you will need 4 to 5 months to complete. They are very extensive courses. Okay, designed to create extensive expertise, supplemented with lots of Python-based coding experience. Okay, lots of Python projects in each course. So by the way, as I said, we are also an AI research lab. So I think in India we may be the number one AI research lab outside of the top institutions like IIT or IISc. In private sector, we might be the number one AI research group in India, and we are trying to become, number one in the world. We are inspired by groups like DeepMind, which is now owned by Google, Stanford AI Lab, or MIT Media Lab, right? So, and National University of Singapore, NUS, AI division. So we are inspired by the top research labs of the world, and we have an environment where we have 64 researchers in our lab today. Many of them are my ML students, and we are working on advanced AI project. Okay, so there is also an objective to put India on the global AI map. So that's why we have a growing group of AI researchers which is working on cutting edge AI applications, some of which are shown here. Let me demonstrate this better when I show you the demo. You'll see some of my lab demos shortly. Okay, let me continue here. So this is one of the algo we have been working on, dense pose, which is a pose extraction algorithm. This is a highly advanced neural network algorithm to extract pose from a motion picture. So in the image here, you can see one of our lab teams has extracted the human pose from a football game, and we can use this kind of technology for AR, VR, for self-driving autonomous vehicles, for motion picture or cinematography, for gaming or fashion design applications. Companies like Amazon.com and Myntra are using these technologies. Okay, we are using e-commerce is using, AR, VR is using. Department of Defense is using such technologies. We have had some discussions with the Indian Army as well, which wanted to use such kind of technologies. Okay. Okay, so this is object detection, which some of our lab teams have been working on. This is a basic, RCNN, regional CNN model, and these kind of object detection applications are extremely useful for, e-commerce, for smart retail, for manufacturing, supply chain, FMCG sector, right, and all kinds of other transportation, logistics, and like almost every industry we know of can use object detection models like this. You can see that the model basically detects objects with a certain confidence level, 98%, 99%, and so on. Lots of use cases of this as well. So we have physical meetups in Bengaluru and Delhi for our AI lab group. If you haven't been in Bangalore and Delhi, I invite you to our AI lab meetups on Saturdays. Our next Saturday meetup in Bengaluru is this Saturday. Okay, so you can find all the details on our meetup page. I invite you to check it out and experience advanced AI in action. Okay, and then we also do advanced webinars for our lab members. So you can directly become our lab member by paying a small nominal fee per month. You don't have to go through our courses. And for our lab members, we have this advanced webinar on reinforcement learning, which is a very latest and greatest, set of machine learning algorithms. On this Monday, we will be doing this webinar. Okay, let me continue here. So before I go to the demo, let me try to answer some of your questions. I'm sorry I kept skipping them. I'll try to come back to them now. So can you please suggest some course for statistics in data science? See, if you have done high school maths or statistics, you don't need to train yourself in statistics again. Particularly if you were to do our courses will teach you enough, just about enough maths again to make you effective in machine learning. I can't speak to other course providers, but we have a mass refresher in machine learning course. Okay, so you don't have to study statistics first or even Python first before you come to machine learning. You can directly go to the ML course. Okay? Particularly if you are an IT developer in any domain, even if you've done HTML, PHP coding, you can easily pick up Python. Python coding here is not the hardest part. The mathematical algo is the hardest part. That will teach you. Python will be very easy if you have done any other programming language at all, even if you did it in school days. Can you show us a sample ML model? I'll show you a couple of demos shortly. Kindly have some patience there. And your session is insightful. I feel stats is stepping stone to AI and ML. Okay. No. I mean, stats is required, but as I said, you don't have to spend time on stats first. If you start studying maths and statistics, it will take you another year, right? We'll teach you just about maths to be effective in AI ML. So you don't have to study stats first. So in the course itself, we'll teach you just about enough maths. No need to take a maths statistics course first. Maths and statistics is vast. You can spend years just doing that. No point doing that. Directly come to machine learning. Will my i7 laptop good enough to start with ML? Yes. If you have an i7 laptop, you're good to go. Okay. i7 is powerful. Intel chip, right? So you are fine. Even i3 is fine actually, but definitely i7 GPU computer is recommended. You can use Mac also or AMD also if you like those. Windows, Mac, AMD all are fine. Preferably i7 level or equivalent AMD chip and with GPU. Okay, GPU graphics card preferably, but CPU can also do it, but GPU is preferred because we'll be doing advanced deep learning which requires intensive computation. Working as DevOps engineer, where can I use? The entire DevOps lifecycle is being automated in machine learning. What is DevOps? The whole software development lifecycle process, right? So the whole requirements, I'm doing automatic analysis of requirements using machine learning, automatic code syndication or construction, automatic bug checking, automatic deployment, automatic administration of my IT systems. I am training many DevOps architects in my machine learning courses because they want to use machine learning for DevOps automation. The whole DevOps is now facing automation with machine learning and deep learning. Okay. Actually, we'll be instrumenting code with machine learning. We'll be doing automatic bug checker. We'll be doing automatic requirements introspection. Everything will be automated. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a threat to developer jobs also because if I automate the SDLC process, the DevOps process, what will developers do? I mean, at least basic instrumentation of requirement spec and test document and HLD I'll be able to do. But yes, of course, for more sophisticated, we'll still need the other folks. See, we all have to reskill. All of us need to understand this, harsh fact of life. Without reskilling, we are dead fish in corporate world. Unless we are willing to reskill, we have to face forced retirement. Okay, at 26, 27, people will be forced to retire unless you are indulging in reskilling. Reskilling is the only constant in life. Okay, we cannot avoid it at any cost. No individual on this planet can avoid reskilling. Even President of United States cannot avoid reskilling. Okay, let alone any of us. Before getting into AI, is it necessary to learn ML first? See, ML is AI. So sometimes we use AI and ML interchangeably. So machine learning is a branch of AI. So machine learning is the main technique by which we train AI. Okay. So they are not different. ML is a branch of AI. When we do ML courses, we are doing AI courses. ML is nothing but a branch of AI. So ML is the main thing in AI. That's how we train AI. Okay. How can we define data science with respect to AI ML DI? See, data science refers to bunch of data, statistical modeling techniques, isn't it? So there is tight overlap. We often use AI and data science interchangeably. AI, ML, data science, two terms are sometimes used interchangeably. So data science refers to the set of statistical or mathematical, data algorithms, right? So we are using very similar data science algorithms in ML. So there is a very tight overlap. So we won't worry about semantics too much. That's pretty much the same area. Our session is very insightful. Stats is stepping stone. Some online courses. Well, as I said, stats and maths may not be all that needed because you spend 6 months in doing stats and maths, but directly jump in machine learning. It's better to utilize those 6 months for machine learning. We'll teach you just about enough maths in the beginning of the machine learning course to make you effective. Let's not go back. If we start going maths and statistics, it will take us years. See, the problem is outdated. By the time we come back to ML, this area will already be outdated. There will be advanced machine learning algorithms, and we have not even started on basic algorithms. See, the pace of algorithmic innovation is so intense. Every week, algos are outdated. Okay, we have to like keep learning. That's why we have this AI research lab concept. The whole idea of AI research lab is lifelong skilling program. The members of our AI research lab are not indulging in one course or two course or 1 degree or 2 degree. They are here for the life to keep learning the latest and greatest algorithms, whatever will come up. Next coming up is quantum computing. So our group will be chasing quantum computing algorithms as well. Okay. So that's why we have a lifelong learning environment because you cannot ever fully learn this. By the time you learn certain algos, there are already new algos in town. Okay. No point going back to maths and physics. If you have engineering or you did high school maths or science, you are good enough to take up ML directly. So can you please explain graphics slide again? Graphics slide again. I didn't kindly specify what you mean by graphics slide. Which slide was that? The GPU, so now we are using graphical processing units or GPUs from NVIDIA, right? And companies like AMD. So because, AI ML is requires intensive millions of computation cycles. on the semiconductor chip. Earlier CPUs were enough for basic information processing, but now we need GPUs, which were used for graphics processing, like graphical processing unit GPU. But now we need it for in machine learning also. That's why Nvidia, which was actually a graphics company, is now one of the leaders in AI because they were specialists in GPU construction. What is supervised and unsupervised learning? So if X comma Y is available, it is supervised. If Y is not available, it is called unsupervised. If I were to give you lots of historical data but only X samples, no Y correspondingly, then we have to use something called unsupervised learning. Supervised learning means you have X and Y for it also. So there is a separate whole webinar we'll be doing on supervised versus unsupervised. It's a big topic, okay? We'll be doing another webinar on that big topic. So if 6 months, see, 6 months are not enough for learning ML. See, basically it takes about 1 year. I would say if you are very aggressive, 8 to 9 months. But for most people, you have to plan to give it 10 months to 1 year to become an intermediate level ML expert. With just by a 2 month course, you cannot become an ML expert. That will take you to only the first level course, ML. Then you have to do DL. Then you have to do advanced projects as AI intern. Unless you do these first three courses, which will take you all the way into 9-10 months, you cannot become an ML intermediate level expert also. So some people take a course on Coursera, like 2 month course, and they think they will get ML job. It won't happen. Nobody is getting jobs after doing Coursera courses. Okay, all those kind of courses with no instructor support, no mentor support are not working. 99% people don't even finish the ML course on Coursera. Okay, let alone getting job based on it. Nobody gets job after Coursera course. You need mentor support. This is a very difficult area. It needs 1 year of intensive learning with help of an instructor or mentor. This is not an area you can learn online on your own. Okay, please understand this point. A lot of people think they can do few online courses and they are good to go. All of them are in my lab doing advanced courses. After getting Coursera certification, they join our lab to do advanced courses like AI internship and fellowship because they didn't get job based on Coursera courses. Nobody gets. If you give me your 9 to 10 months and you work intensively with us, I promise you will qualify in those high profile AI interviews. Okay. But you have to give me your 8 to 9 months intense hard work is required. Okay. Python versus R, which one is better for ML? Python is dominant. No need to look at R. Now Python has overtaken R big time in machine learning. If you are in R, strong recommendation, switch to Python. Okay. Look at what is Google doing, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, all are supporting Python as the primary ML language. They support R in some cases, but Python is their chosen language. Even though Python has some limitations in terms of performance and all that, still Python has been chosen as the main language for ML now by all the leaders. Basic topic required from maths, linear algebra, probability, differential and integral calculus. Okay, these are the basic things required from maths. Bit of statistical modeling. Okay, is Python the best language? Yes. See, if you are from .NET, Java, PHP, then Python will be piece of cake for you. In .NET, we used to do C Sharp, right? Or VB.NET, C Sharp.NET. In Java, we used to do Java, J2E. Then we did Node.js, React.js, PHP. If you have done any of these, Python will be piece of cake for you. Programming is the easiest part in machine learning. It's a very simple object-oriented language. It will look like a baby of C Sharp or Java. If you look at Python code, you can pretty much make it out in the first round itself. It looks like a baby of Java or C Sharp. So C++ is 10 times more difficult than Python. I'm not even going there. If you're C++, then Python will be like walk in the park for you. Okay. So even Java and C Sharp guys will find Python. So that is not the hard part. Hard part is the mathematical algo that will teach you. Okay. What about the guys who are beginners for data science from non-IT? See, that's the thing. I mean, if you have done some kind of programming at least in high school, we can train you in machine learning because programming is the easiest part here. If you have done, let's say, a Java course in 10th or 12th grade, you'll be able to pick up Python here with us. Okay, that will not be a problem. Main thing is maths. If you hate maths, machine learning is definitely not for you. Okay, so please understand. If you hate maths, ML is not suitable for you. So you have to enjoy maths and bit of engineering physics. Okay. All engineers, of course, are automatically eligible because they have done engineering, which is very much related. Do you think there is a market demand for technical automation testers? I am training multiple quality assurance and test professionals in machine learning now. We have, lot of students who are testers, quality assurance professionals who are learning machine learning. I've got many managers, I've got many program managers. Many program managers who gave up programming like 10, 15, 20 years back are also learning machine learning with us. Because the starting salary here will be more than a 20-year program manager what they are getting today, right? If you can prove demonstrate expertise in MLDL, starting salary is in tens of lakhs. Okay, can you show us how to set up the environment to run ML applications? So that we teach to our students. So if you join our courses, we will show you how to set up the environment. Okay, but I mean, we have a lot of technical webinars on our YouTube channel. We have many more coming up, so even those you can attend. But how to set up, we won't cover in the webinar. That I guess we do it with our students. Starting with a course on Udemy or Coursera. See, you can do Udemy, you can do Coursera, you can do EDX, okay, but you are not going to get a job based on that. If you want to get job, you have to do an instructor-led, a mentor-supported program, a 1-year program you have to do. You have to do equivalent of our 3 courses. I'm not saying you'll only do with us. You can find other kinds of environments which have instructor support, mentor support. But nobody has courses beyond MLDL. Only we have. So other folks only teach MLDL courses. After that, we have AI project experience, AI internship, AI fellowship. Nobody has those advanced courses. MLDL many people have. I cannot deny that. Can AI be placed on any website or does it need a software to run? All websites are enabled with AI now. Okay. You go to Flipkart website or Amazon website. It is running hundreds of algorithms which you cannot see. How it recommends products to you. How does it do sentiment review on users user reviews? How does it check how much inventory is needed? Everything is machine learning on Amazon and Flipkart website. Flipkart director told us there are 100 algorithms on Flipkart e-commerce website at any point of time. 100. Okay, 100 machine learning algorithms are powering the Flipkart front-end website. This is not counting their back-end software. Just on the plain website, they are using 100 machine learning algorithms. Could you suggest some good books as a beginner? So in terms of books, I would recommend this Aurelian Giron. I'm going to write this for all of you. But as I said, this is not easy. You can't learn it on your own. You can read Aurelian Giron book or even Sebastian Raska is very good book. But it's very hard. This is a hard area to learn. That's why it takes 1 year. So Sebastian Raska, Aurelian Giron are good books, but just you won't be able to understand the book unless you are already expert. So NVIDIA one. So NVIDIA slide, okay. Okay, I'll go back to NVIDIA slide short. You see, there was nothing there. It's just AI. So AI is the over-encompassing area. Then ML is the child area for this, right? And then uh, I'm just writing it instead of going back to that slide. It's very simple. So ML is a specialized form of ML is a deep learning is a specialized form of ML. ML is a branch of AI. That's what there was on the graphics NVIDIA side. Nothing more than that. Okay. Kotlin is getting some support from community. Okay, I'm not sure what is Kotlin. Sorry about that. What should a BA learn before getting into AI? How can Selstad help BA in reskilling herself? So I can have discussion. I'm training lots of business analysts, data analysts, and program managers in machine learning. We can have a one-on-one discussion. Reach out to me. So I'm providing my phone number here to all of you. You can just recall me anytime, and we can discuss the career options, okay, and the skilling potential. So just reach out to me. I've sent my mobile number to all of you. You can also find it on the Meetup page where you found this Meetup. Okay. So next question is, can we get to demo? We have already surpassed webinar timing. Okay, I'll see you have 1 or 2 demos shortly. Sorry about that. During job selections, with only candidates with BTech given preference, as I have a life science background. Not at all. Not at all. See here, see these emerging technologies are a great leveler. A 20-year experienced guy is competing with a fresher in AI. Okay. Unfortunately, all the 20 years of experience, I mean, it is still useful, but it is possible for a fresh person, a BSc or BTech, to compete with a person here in this world who has 20-year overall IT experience. There is no requirement that you have to have a BTech. If you enjoy maths and bit of physics, you are in business here. In fact, I would say MSc maths, biologists who have done neural network, who have reviewed neural networks of the brain, and bioinformatic professionals and physics students are likely to do very well here, very well. Physics, maths, biology students will do very well in machine learning, okay? And they will probably have an edge over BTech folks because they are coming from pure sciences, because this is basically using pure science algorithms, right? Mathematical and neural algorithms, which are more related to core sciences than to engineering. Okay, let me quickly show you some demos since we are over time. So I'm showing you a face detection model, which one of our lab teams put up. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with this, Hollywood soap called Friends. So one of our lab team members trained a model using OpenCV deep neural network. And this is happening at a certain frames per second, as you can see. And I'm sure most of the younger folks are familiar with this TV serial from Hollywood called Friends, a very, very popular cult serial. And there are six friends or characters. So using some annotated labeled images, one of our lab teams trained a model which can identify the face of that. Right. So I'm sure most of you have seen this program, at least few episodes. It's a very, very cult serial. So this is face detection using deep neural network in OpenCV, which is one of the programming stacks. Let me show you another demo. To show you style transfer. Okay. So I take this style. This is my input image. This is the style I want to superimpose on this bird. Okay. And when I do that using generative neural networks, this is what I get. So using generative adversarial networks, or GANs as we call them, I'm able to produce new art here. I'm able to extract style features from image number 1 and content features from image number 2 and put out the style here. So, in future, yes, I do admit there is a threat to content producers of the future, whether they be artists. I can write novels automatically. We can produce motion picture automatically. We can generate text automatically. We can produce art automatically. All content producers face some kind of threat. I cannot deny it, unfortunately. So, because this technology is so powerful, it can produce new art, new text, new novels, new pictures. We may not need Karan Johar at some point in time. We will be producing motion picture with this technology. Okay, with the we may also not need actors because we will be having our own actors being produced using deep learning, right? All right, so let me show you one more demo. So this demo is used in driverless cars. So I can train a car to see the road, and basically the way I train it with image segmentation algorithm. So here we are trying to color the road with green pixels. So we did a limited training on my laptop, so it is not perfect. It should color the whole road green, but it only colored some of the pixels of the road, as you can see. So this was done with limited data set. That's one of the problems. If you have less data, this is what will happen. So it was to color the pixels on the road, and basically this kind of image segmentation tech will be useful for driverless cars, so it can identify the various things it sees in front of itself, right? Road, grass with a different color, sky with a different color, person or another car with a different color, right? So this would be used in driverless cars kind of situation. This is image segmentation model, okay? And then I have also this pose extraction. So I'm showing you a video here. The noise will be a bit loud. This is a dancer called Bruno Mars. So the noise is a bit large, so I shut it off. So I do pose extraction using dense pose algorithm. So one of our lab teams has extracted the pose from that video using dense pose algorithm from Facebook. And then this kind of technology is being used by companies like Amazon, Myntra, and AR, VR companies, even in advertising and media and motion picture generation, holographic applications, and so on. Department of Defense. So, these are some advanced deep learning solutions. I mean, you can get to developing this, but it takes about 1 year to get you to this level of expertise. Okay, and this is a bankruptcy database. So this is historical company bankruptcy data set. So we are given lots of balance sheet features from company balance sheets. And then finally, I have a Y label, a class, which says this particular company went bankrupt, zero. Didn't go bankrupt, zero, and yes, went bankrupt, which is one, right? Zero and one. So I train a classification model where I can predict the future bankruptcy of future companies based on their balance sheet alone. So I'm able to find a pattern between balance sheet and its bankruptcy situation. Okay. I can also use it for automatic credit scoring on of banking customers. So these are some of the demos. I mean, there are countless of stuff we have, right? So image house versus boat image detection, right? Then sports, then banking, and so I can do handwriting generation, right? So here I'm generating characters. So this shows the output of various training iterations of training steps. You can see it's trying to produce numerical digits. So I can do optical character recognition. I can also start producing text, right? So with subsequent iterations, it becomes more and more refined. So I did limited training on this, but if I did this for, let's say, 10,000 training steps, it would have produced sharp numerical digits. This is called the MNIST dataset. We are using MNIST dataset to train a model here. So there are lots of such demos we have. We have almost 20 lab teams working on variety of advanced AI demos now. Okay. If you are in Bangalore and Delhi, I suggest you attend our Saturday lab session. You'll love it. Okay, let me see what other questions came meanwhile. Uh, Kindly reach out to me. As I said, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm happy to talk, understand your situation, and help you see if you can make a career in this line. Okay, so please reach out to me. I'm again sending my number because this area is complex. So I understand it needs some kind of counseling. So by the way, some question came: are Saturday lab sessions free? The first session is free, yes. So after the first session, if you like it, you can either join a course or become direct lab member. Direct lab membership, where you can attend 8 sessions a month, is only 1,500 rupees per month. Okay, the first lab session is free because you have to see what it is, right? Other you cannot make a decision otherwise. After first lab session, if you like it, you can choose to become a lab member. Then you can keep attending the sessions every Tuesday evening, and whole of Saturday we meet in RMZ Ecoworld, Belendur, Outer Ring Road, Bangalore. In Delhi, we meet at Golf Course Road. Okay, the Golf Course Road in Gurugram is the co-works there. So we meet there once a month. So by the way, all of our lab sessions in Bengaluru are now being run on Google Hangout. So if you are not able to attend on a Tuesday evening or Saturday, you can also join our Google Hangout call. Okay. What is that bankruptcy? See, that was a data set which basically has input features, about 20 input features from the balance sheet of various companies. And the final output feature is whether this company went bankrupt, yes or no. This is historical data. Using this data, I trained a model which can predict future bankruptcy, okay, for new companies. That was the bankruptcy data set. What is the ML tech stack for learning on image editing, masking, etc. from your course? So we use TensorFlow image segmentation. Some of our lab teams also use, PyTorch. So PyTorch and TensorFlow seem to be most popular. We use deep convolutional neural network for deep CNN. There are a variety of variations of CNN which are used, such as UNets or SegNets or fully convolutional network. So there are lots of advanced variations for image segmentation. Fundamentally, we use convolutional neural networks for image segmentation, okay, or image editing. Any other questions for today? Which countries of AI ML deal in centralized nowadays, and how does your company intend to expand them? See, I have students from all over the world. Okay, I've got students enrolled in our courses from USA, Europe, Australia. Okay, currently we have students from Italy, from London, from Melbourne, Australia, and also United States. Okay, so I've got students from all over the world. Our AI research group is a virtual group. Even if you're not in Bangalore or Delhi, you can still be part of our AI research lab. The Saturday AI lab session will be broadcasting live through Google Hangout. So you can join the Saturday session which happens in Bangalore. Saturday lab timing is 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a whole day session. It's very intense. We'll be doing multiple AI discussions and project activity. Okay. Any other questions? So I'm already tackling the whole world. So already we have a 6,700 strong online community with global members on our Meetup group. Okay. So the link for the lab you'll find on our Meetup page, right? Let me show you the link to sign up. So you just have to visit our Meetup page. You'll find all the links, right? So you can see the link here. So wherever you found this link, just go to our Meetup page. This is our Meetup page, Disrupt 4.0, right? We have 6863 members, as you can see. This group is growing rapidly. Just click on events. You'll find all of our upcoming events, including our AI lab meetups and also our both in Gurgaon and Bangalore, and also a series of AI webinars. So you can sign up right from here. So this Monday we have an advanced AI webinar only exclusively for our lab and members and students on reinforcement learning. Then Tuesday again we have a lab meetup. Okay, we have multiple webinars and seminars lined up, as you can see. So we do intense community evangelism. All right, and let me see what else are questions. Any other questions? Any final questions? I know I'm over time. Yeah, so Google Hangout will be sending out alerts. So if you were to join our lab membership or become our core student, so you'll be added to a bunch of WhatsApp groups and you'll be getting the links for Google Hangouts. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so not getting any further. So let me just show you my contact information. You can take a photo of this. If you want to reach out, just feel free. Happy to talk to you and discuss your personal situation and what are your ambitions. Newsletter available. Yes, you can sign up for our newsletter. Okay, so on our website selfstrat.com, you can sign up for our newsletter. If you have trouble finding any link, just reach out to me. I suggest you take a photo of this page where all my contact information is available. Just reach out to me and happy to talk to you. Any questions you have, you can reach out to me. I'm keeping this page open so you can take a photo if you require. Saturday and Tuesday lab sessions. So every Saturday whole day, every Tuesday evening 4 to 8:30 p.m. we meet for our AI lab research. So our AI lab is a research group and our objective is to do advanced artificial intelligence research and develop some world-class disruptive products. Okay. So not only we are grooming world-class AI professionals, we are also doing cutting-edge AI research. We want to put India on the global AI map. So we are in touch with many leading global AI experts from around the map, from around the world. Okay. We are planning to talk to some leading professors from IIT, ISC, and some Ivy League universities abroad to see if they are willing to mentor our community and our students. Any other questions? Okay, so sorry for being over time. I hope you enjoyed the session and look forward to hearing from you. And just follow our Disrupt Meetup page and you'll keep hearing about our upcoming seminars and webinars. Thanks for your time. Have a good night for friends in India, and for others in the West, have a good rest of the day. Thanks for your questions and your interest in this area. I appreciate it. Good night.